Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Third review. Shoot, his hand came off. I just kind of wanted to get this in a little bit of a better pose than in the last one. This one actually can be posed. Oh, but there seems to be a problem, ladies and gentlemen. I have broken this model. Yes, I say it again with the tears wanting to run down my face. I broke this model, and I will show it where right now. Down here at the bottom, there's supposed to be these two little things that kind of flip out and they come out to a point right here. Then they spread apart and flip back up, and it broke off. I dropped it, and I apologize to anyone who's going to be mad at me and cry, because I want to cry too. I do. No, but seriously, it still functions as the backpack. That's really all I want, is the backpack functionality. I don't really care for the sword mode or the bow and arrow mode. And I can't really transform it without those pieces because that's actually in the middle, and there's like this big ass gap when you transform it, so it's really shitty. I guess on to the review. This guy, second favorite model of the group, posability wise, look wise, just my second favorite, and mainly because it comes with katanas and not just one. Well. Yes. There's the sheaths, and they have little hooks for, being there. Then boom, all chromed out, baby. Now when you get these, you may want to look into gluing them together. They're not really instructed to, because of the fact that they do have to slide in and out. Build this part, glue in this, and glue on this, and then you might have to glue these on. But the main sections you may not have to glue, as long as you got these main pieces glued to it to hold it together. You definitely gonna have to glue this because it will pop off like crazy, and maybe this part if it decides it wants to slide all the way up the blade while you're posing it, which that happened to me. So both of my swords got a really nasty censorship, a glue job, if you would. So yeah, really freaking cool. Holds the swords magnificently. I mean, to the point that it's just not even, it's almost realistic. Like, I mean, just holds on to them so great. This actually looks really cool on camera. Sorry, I'm still playing with the camera. I still love it. But yeah, let me show off this. This is the part that actually hooks into the legs, right there with that ball joint. And you just peg those right on, and there you go. And then that's, well, right there, that's what it looks like. Which, yeah. Posable, he's full 360. I can kind of get this guy, really good poses. I mean, really, really good poses. This guy is probably the most posable Gundam I've got right now. The knees, really good. And it doesn't fall apart. This one, amazingly, is one of my most difficult builds, but it stays together the best. Just because it has no real armor, it's just all internal, just kind of sticking out. Then the head sculpt, God, the head sculpt is just amazing. Get that green little piece up there. Bam! Okay. But yeah, for the most part, this is amazing. Really is an amazing Gundam. He poses well. See if I can get him in a really cool pose. I'm kind of good at posing, not 100%. See if I can get that classic katana stance. Well, not really classic, but one of the ones that looks more cool. Let's see. You can get him a really good pose. And he holds it. He holds up real well. I'll move him to the back, just so you can see him while I ramble a little bit. But yeah, and you can actually have him look like he's pulling his sword out. It has to stop about right there for him pulling it out, because once you go any further, you start to get that effect. And if it's held in that effect too long, it gets stuck. So I just advise you, don't go any further than maybe half an inch at the most. Just, keep it simple to where it's like, boom, shiny, chrome. Oh my god, he's about to be a badass. You can actually have him holding this one though in this hand and this in this hand and kind of get them where they're touching like this. You know, where it looks like he's, you know, drawing the sword out like pretty much just like that, where it's just out right in front of him. But it's really tricky. You have to get his hands way up here on the top, and you gotta get his hands way up here on the top of this one, because it's, again, the bend factor will ruin these little swords. There's not much to them, but they stay together pretty good. Enough of my rambling. Again, weapons, 2 swords. This is the handle for the sword mode backpack, which I think is really cool because it actually has a little handle underneath the big handle that it can just hold on to, and then it pegs in so it can hold it like a double one, or you can close it and it can just be one-handed. And yeah, just a nifty little side piece that really draws it in. That's, like I said, I just don't like the sword mode. It's just too big, too bulky. The blaster, which ironically I don't like. I really don't. These little, if I can get it on camera, these little pieces have to be glued on, or because they just, you move it, they fall. But I don't like the way he holds it. It looks funny when he holds this gun, so I don't like it. I'll be honest. This is probably the one thing I don't like about it, other than the backpack being broken. And that's really the only. I do love the whole backpack scheme with it. I do, you know, little auxiliary, whatever you want to call it. Like it. It's really good and really functional. Broken, it sucks. Trying not to break it. And last but not least, it came with these. It came with a bunch of extra pieces where you could actually modify it to look different or make it show accurate. I'm not really sure which one it was. I didn't see this one. The reason I got it and started learning about it was because it had the swords. But it came with knives, 2 of them, that peg right into the same hole as the katanas, and they're on their little sheaths. And these actually look wicked freaking cool. And you can hold on to them just the same with that little peg. And these are just menacing. If I could find out a real reason they were put in, I'd use them, but most of the time I'd just leave them in the box and don't even worry about it. So, yeah, I'm still a little sick, guys, so I apologize. Not much more to say about it. I really don't know the background history of this one. I really, the key selling point was the katanas. That was the key selling point. And I think I mentioned it in the other video, one of the other videos I've done, that there's a 4-foot tall Astray red frame. Sorry. 4 foot tall. I will document from the legs up. Every time I finish, I will show you and I will tell you how long it took, and it'll be, you know, kind of like a little journey. I won't really show much of the building itself because that's really boring to watch, but I will update you as I finish it, and then I will review it on the final day. So I'm thinking it's going to take a couple days to get done. It's, I mean, 4 foot tall is pretty big for a Gundam. Let's show you what else is there to talk about. Really, pick this one up. If you're a Gundam fan, just get this one. You don't have to know anything about the background. Just pick him up. I mean, he's $40–50 roughly. I mean, it's not a bad price at all. It's really a freaking decent price for what, you know, for how much they're giving it. It could be a hell of a lot more. So, yeah, it's a really good Gundam. Pose wise, I mean, you can just, I mean, look. Legs are spread, bent, and I mean, I can actually have this guy in multiple poses on my shelf, but I usually put it where he's drawing the sword because that just looks cool. But yeah, definitely the Astray red frame, master grade. It's from the Gundam Seed line. Pick it up. It's GundamPlanet.com. Type in Astray red frame, and you'll get, like, I think 4 different versions of the red, and then you'll get all the other ones, and so you can look around and see what you like. But I suggest this one just because it's it's got katanas. I mean, what more could you ask for? Okay, guys. Well, tell me what you think of my videos again. Critique it, and have a nice day.